Ryan, Carl Ravitch, he's a baseball broadcaster.
That's not the dude I'm talking about that he got into it with.
Cam Newton, Tom Pelissero, Charles Davis, Stefania Bell, David.
Oh, they let Bart Scott go?
Bart Scott.
God damn. You know what, Bart Scott, he's a real tough guy, and he did his best also to fit in. But that hair, now he could just cut it off. He ain't got to maintain that hair no more.
Said they're restructuring, which is following the company's $3 billion equity deal and absorption of the NFL Network.
I think Carl Ravitch was done. Cam Newton was too colorful, and one day he said on his show, "I'm never gonna be what nobody want me to be." I was like, God damn it.
Oh, you fine.
God damn it, Cam. They heard that. They heard that.
I don't like that shit.
Charles Davis wasn't on that much. What's that dude? Tom Pelissero?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He wasn't nobody that stood out, if you ask me anyway. Ryan Clark stood out.
Ryan Clark did stand out.
Phil just found out. Ryan Clark stood out.
Well, that's too bad.
Hey,
But
bro.
Ryan Clark got his online presence. He good.
Yeah, come on the 5150 show, bro. Let's talk crazy, goddamn. Let's make some jokes. Even though he's more of a serious type of guy.
Yeah, he wouldn't. Yeah.
He'll still laugh though.
Yeah, because it won't be no disrespect. And I know he one of them little strong motherfuckers and shit. Get your little strong ass away from me. That's the worst, fighting them little strong. You be like, God damn, he not gonna get tired.
Winning on podcasting, though.
Yeah.
You know, and look at it, ESPN is like hustling backwards.
Yeah.
So, like, first of all, Ryan Clark is dope as fuck. I sent him a message because I did pivot, and I said, dude, you'll be hustling at backwards anyway. Anytime you do ESPN, I go, oh, you're probably doing them a favor because your podcast is next level shit.
Yeah.
So you guys should support Pivot. The Pivot is dope as fuck with Ryan Clark, and that is ESPN's loss. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, what's up? This bruh man from the fifth floor, and you tuned in to Forgotten Kings TV.
People are still reacting to the reports of ESPN parting ways with Ryan Clark, Cam Newton, and others who've worked for ESPN for several years. As we all know, big changes are happening in the landscape of media, and a lot of people were shocked to hear that Ryan Clark, he was delivered the news mid-segment, while on air that he was being laid off. Now, of course, the next day it was reported that Cam Newton would also be laid off. Now, Ryan Clark, he took to social media to react, and in his post he said, "Sending prayers and love to all of those laid off today by ESPN. So many of you have poured your life into that company, and I know how you're feeling right now. My hope is as this door closes, another opens for you all. God bless." All right, now again, that was Ryan Clark breaking his silence on the massive layoffs happening over there at ESPN. Now Stephen A., he responded to the claims that ESPN fired Ryan Clark mid-segment while they were on air. According to fans, they say Ryan was seen covering the segment. After the commercial break, Ryan was gone. Now as of right now, Stephen A., Ryan, Ryan Clark, Cam Newton, no one has been able to confirm if these claims are true, However, according to Stephen A., he let it be known that he spoke with the bosses over there at ESPN, and he is not happy, with how they handled this whole situation. And again, we understand this is a part of the business, but it's being rumored that several other colleagues over at ESPN was informed about them being laid off before they left the house. So again, I hope that's not true, but if it is, ESPN, you ain't shit, But, on a serious note, as we all know, Stephen A., he's under contract with ESPN all the way up until 2030, And from now until then, a lot can happen. You get what I mean? So listen, it's not like we didn't see the signs, We seen what happened with ESPN parting ways, with Shannon Sharp after the so-called scandal, It's not like they didn't want to pay the man, but they understood this was a perfect opportunity to part ways and save some money, Now, again, even when it comes to Shannon and his situation, he has his shows. Ryan has his shows. Cam, Corey Holcomb, Godfrey. Listen, the time is for the artist, the talent, to now run the business, According to the reports, they're saying by 2030, the global creator economy is projected to reach $500 billion to $600 billion, I understand artists, athletes, creatives, they want to create, but right now it's a lot of money. right? They're scheduled to be projected in this content creation space, 500 to 600 billion. It's now time to learn the business, right? Including myself. Y'all check out fkztv.com, up and running right now. If you want to promote your music, your product, your business, listen, I'm here. ForgottenKingsTV@gmail.com. Hit me up. We can definitely do business. But as you can see, a lot is changing right now, right? And even for content creators, we have to make the transition, right? It's time to level up because, as you can see, when the change happens, you have to be able to pivot. Shout out to Ryan. But you have to be able to, make that transition. And right now, I got to be real with y'all. This is just one half of the battle, creating your own. You still have to learn how to make money from your content, right? And to be real, the fact is we don't own these algorithms on these platforms. So the moment the numbers slow up, now you have no leverage, right? So this is, something that we have to address at some point on when it comes to the bigger picture, because that's what's going to happen. You make the transition to YouTube and then the numbers drop. Now what? Now you have no leverage. So again, this is something, for everyone to consider when making that transition into the content creating space, because again, the assumption that you can just be a content creator and make a lot of money, listen, they sell that to you until you make the money, then the numbers drop. Then what? What's the alternative? This is why you have to have your own platform so you can have your own data on your own following and your fans. You get what I mean? Create your own paywall and go direct to consumer, right? Direct to your following, to your audience. Because again, as you've seen, 500 to 600 billion. Listen, it's time to learn the business, but enough with the yapping. Y'all let me know. What are your thoughts on Corey Holcomb and Godfrey's take on the massive layoffs happening over there at ESPN? Would you like to see Ryan and several others over there on the 5150 show, right on, Godfrey's show? Hell, even Forgotten Kings TV. I done reached out to Ryan and Cam, just for the record, to see if they're interested in doing an interview. But like I said, man, the time is now. Y'all let me know. What are your thoughts on everything down in the comment section below? But with that being said, that's all I got for y'all today. Again, my name is Sensei Rip. Till next time. Peace.